And so we'll begin with 3 bows to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. The 1 bow to our teacher today, Venerable Shiou.
Please be seated.
And I will just reintroduce Venerable Shiou. So Venerable Shiou is a member of the Texas Buddhist Association's monastic Sangha, which is from Taipei, Taiwan. After graduating from Taiwan National University's nursing department, she worked at Taiwan National Hospital and was in charge of setting up the intensive care unit at Whiteville Full-Time Hospital. She later earned her master's degree from UCLA and continued to work in critical care units for years to come. Her career in the hospital reminded her of the impermanence of life and the serious consequences of karma. Thus, she started studying Buddhism and visited Bangkok Janarong Meditation Center in Thailand to learn Vipassana meditation. She took her vow on January 7th, 1999.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Ready to go? Okay. Today, we're going to start with this Dharma that assists Bodhi. We finished the 42 sections last time. And the reason I'm choosing this is because I read this explanation about this sutra. This sutra is called the Sutra of the King of the Kinara Dharma. Anyone heard about this sutra? Never heard of it. Okay, that's good. Let me explain the Dharma first. Dharma means a big tree. The biggest tree I've ever seen is in California, Sequoia, the redwood, huge tree. And here we push this word here means this king, Kinara, accumulated a lot of good things, practiced a lot of bodhisattva. And so that's why he, like in the jungle, his tree is the biggest one. That means how much he did for the people, for himself, for the whole society already, for the whole world. And that's what it means, put this Dharma here. And that means he practiced this long time ago. From this sutra, the Buddha said, long time ago, he was a king and he was ruling the country. And then he make this vow. He wants to practice the Bodhisattva. And so years ago. And now he become like this king of Kinara. He's a music deity. And let's come back to this sutra. The sutra it belongs to the Prajna Paramita Sutra, like Heart Sutra, Dharma Sutra, talking about the ultimate wisdom, talking about cause effect and talking about emptiness. And so it belongs to the Mahayana Sutra, the Mahayana Buddhism. For people that practice liberation, their goal is to enlighten themselves, become the highest, become like Arahant. But for people who practice this Mahayana Buddhism, they want to eventually enlighten, reach the Buddhahood. But during the process, he needs to practice a lot of things, cultivate a lot of good deeds. So it's different. the goal is different, the practice is different. So everything in this sutra, when we talk about the prajna, we are talking about everything has no intrinsic nature or intrinsic. So we call it empty because there is no controller, there is no self that I can do whatever I want. For example, our body. Do you think it belongs to you? Do you have a self in your five aggregates? Somebody shake their head, somebody no response. Okay. Our mind changes instantly. Our body changes secondly, but we don't feel like it. We feel it's solid here. It's constantly here and no change. Every second, it's changing inside our body, but we don't notice that. And without the body and mind, there is no human being. So we are consist of different factors, but these factors, they cannot decide what the whole thing, the five aggregates will do. Can you tell yourself, I don't want to die? Anybody can say, I don't want to die? No answer?
I don't want to die.
Where is King? Can you think of any king from Europe? Where is the president, whoever in America? Kennedy. Let's think about him. Where is he now? How many years ago he was here? 19, I think it's around 1960s, right? Or 70s. Kennedy.
Kennedy. Yeah, 1960s.
1960s. Where is he now?
Gone.
Gone. Okay, where is Hitler?
Gone.
Gone. No one will live forever. No one, including you and me. One day we're going to say hello, adios. That's the truth. So nobody can control ourselves. And because of that, it comes from the cause and effect. This emptiness comes from the cause and effect. Do you know why? You have to think about that. Always we said the good result comes from the good cause, right? But can you control the result? Can you control the result? I want to have good result. I want to be happy. But what you can do? You can control the causes. Aha, here is the trick. You can control the cause. The more good deeds you do, the happier your result will be. So this is, if we understand, because of this, nobody can control anything and nothing has their own nature. The things coming from here, and for a cause and effect, we know the good one comes to the happy result. The bad one will have the suffering result. We cannot change the result just by I wish, but we can change the causes. If you keep doing bad things, you're going to suffer. You go to the jail or whatever, and go to the unwholesome realm. But if you keep doing the good things, you have happier result. So you can change the causes, but you cannot change the result just by itself. But you can change the result by changing the causes. So that's what it means, emptiness. There is no intrinsic nature. Everything is fixed. No, nothing is fixed. Okay. So destiny is in everybody's hand. You can change the causes. So remember, when we talk about the emptiness, it means nothing is fixed there. Nothing is decided by somebody. You can decide yourself because everything is changeable, is impermanent. Now, that's what we mean by emptiness. Okay. And Mahayana Buddhism use this kind of Dharma teaching to practice their Bodhisattva path. Because of this changeable thing, the changeable causes, that we can do something to change the whole world, to change other people, to change the relationship. They use this kind of teaching, applied it. So we'll be able to finish our Bodhisattva path. Otherwise, everything fixed, you cannot do anything about that. Then there is no hope. The good thing is there is something that we can do about it. Now, do you got this? When I realized this, I was so happy. I myself, I was so happy. Oh, there's always hope. I can change the causes, and will be then indirectly will change the result. Okay, so that's good. And why we say this emptiness, there is no intrinsic nature. Here's this example, because in the sutra, this king Nero, he was asked, because he's a musical deity, he's a musical god. So he plays the music all the time, and it was so wonderful. So people ask him, where comes the music? Is it from your instrument? Is it from your hand? Is it from your heart? Is it from your mouth? He says, no, the sound comes from nowhere, and it goes to nowhere. You can read this kind of teaching in which sutra? Samudra Nikaya. You'll be able to read this kind of teaching. Samudra Nikaya is a very original sutra. Why it means by sound from nowhere and goes to nowhere? Because the sounds come from the instrument, your hand played in that, or your mouth brought it, or you sing it, and you need to have this air, you need to have this space, and you need to have this ear, right? And when everything all together, here comes the sound. And when you don't play it, or you don't have this instrument, the sound just disappears, does not go anywhere, just disappear, and comes and goes just like that. You need to think about this. I know sometimes people cannot think about this. Huh? Really? Come from nowhere and go to nowhere? This is the truth. Okay? You just need to think about that. Sit down, gradually absorb it, digest it, and then you'll be able to understand. And this is the core teaching from the Buddha. Any questions so far? Everybody agree? Good. So the finally is, because of this no self, so we want to apply this kind of Dharma teaching to practice the Bodhisattva. And then now, who is this King Narora? Dharma, okay. I mentioned about it. He's a musical god. And whenever there is some activity, sometimes he will just volunteer to practice to play the music for everybody. So he's a musical deity, and important thing is he is not like you and me, human being in Rome. He's more like the right hand side. The picture is Chinese style of this king, and the left hand side is from, can you guess? Thailand. Yes. So see, this sutra is not only in China. in India, this sutra comes from India, ancient India, and at that time, thousands years ago, it was famous. This is just like Heart Sutra nowadays. But now, not a whole lot of people talk about this sutra, but it's a very practical. Give the practical practice you will be able to do. So he's a deity, and then you think, oh, how come he looks like this? And because he practiced the Bodhisattva, and with his vow, he's willing to go anywhere the human being or the sentient being go. He will go anywhere you go. He'll follow you, try to help all kinds of human beings or all kinds of sentient beings. So he can go to the heaven, he can go to the hell, follow whoever you goes. And then he can go to animal realm, deity realms. So you look at him, oh, he's not like a human being. How come he's a bodhisattva? He goes to different kind of realms, higher or lower, because he is vow, because he is not from his, well, usually when we come from our karma, it does not go everywhere due to his karma. It's due to his vow, his wishes. He wants to help beings. So that's why he looked like this. But we don't look down on him because he's already on the 8th stage. So when you reach the 10th stage, you are very, very close to Buddhahood already. And already understand, already experienced, sees the truth of this no birth, no death, this emptiness truth already. So then his cultivation, his achievement is irreversible. He won't go back down. It's different from people practice liberation. For Arahant, they only go to human being realm, go to the deity like a heaven realm. The Arahant will never go to the animal realms or any other unwholesome realms. So that's the difference you can tell. So you look at this picture, so oh, how come it's like a bird? Some kind of animal? And you say, how come he's a bodhisattva? He's a bodhisattva. So I just explained. They willing to go anywhere. Wherever you go, you follow. Remember, there's one bodhisattva always go to the hell to help people. Have you ever heard about that? There's one bodhisattva always wants to go to hell to help people. The best thing he can do is to prevent people to go down to there. But some people, people is very stubborn. We don't listen to anyone. We are the king. So the end of you go down. Your karma will bring you down to the hell. Hell. So this bodhisattva will follow you. Just try to help you, so you'll be able to out of there. So this is what we call bodhisattva. It's different from you practice liberation. Okay. So the Bodhisattva, Buddha's teaching, now we go down to Buddha's teaching. Why I want to choose this, because in this sutra, this King Kinora, he asked Buddha to give some kind of a Dharma talk to his family, his friends. So then Buddha said about the 7 paramitas. We are familiar with the 6 paramitas. Anyone can say, what are those 6? Dharma, precepts. Precepts. You observe precepts. Morality. Right. Diligently. Tolerance. Concentration. Wisdom. Usually have these 6. And he add another one, is called upaya paramita. Because when you want to be a bodhisattva, you need to face all kinds of people, all kinds of people, different type, 100 type of people. So you'll be able to use your wisdom to adjust your way of teaching, to make sure this person needs medicine A, that person needs medicine B, and some needs medicine C and D and E and F. Some wants to dance, some wants to sing, some wants to gamble, wants to drink, all kinds of people. You just need to have different method to deal with totally different type of people. That's why this is called upaya paramita. And then because after that, because each paramita, Buddha told you need to practice 32 different kinds of practice. So after he finished all this teaching, so you times 32 to 7, what is that result? 32 times 7, 224, right? 32 times 7, 222, 224. Somebody correct if I'm wrong. Okay, anyway, it's a lot of practice. So many people, after listening to that teaching, they say, oh, good, okay, I will be able to follow this. I vow to practice this. Like his family, his close friend. But some, so this is just too difficult. No, I cannot do this. They say, oh, we cannot follow. Please teach us maybe something that easier for us to follow. So, okay, so that's why Buddha talk about this Dharma that assists the body. Preparation before you'll be able to practice the 7 parameters. So that's why I choose this, because it's practical that we can do. And it's in a verse genre, and it's a Q&A pattern. Totally, I counted, totally is about 28 different verses. And so every time when we talk about the verses is called the gata, right? Gata. It's four sentences with 1. So every time we can talk about 2, and each one has 2 8 sentences. It's like, oh, you will see. It's hard to explain. Okay, so now here let's go to the key point now. Okay, the verses of Dharma that assist the body. Question. Please help.
Question 1. Once the bodhisattvas have engendered the mindset on unsurpassed awakening, how do they avoid forgetting it until the seat of awakening is reached? Answer. They do not forget the mindset on awakening because they are endowed with great compassion and perfect motivation, directed towards all sentient beings.
Can you read it okay? All right. It's important that you'll be able to remember this question and the answer, because it's going to be disappear. I'm going to go down to the next slide. Okay, they're asking, well, if they have this unsurpassing awakening, this kind of great vow, how are they going to reach it? How could they not forgetting about it, right? That's what I ask. How can they avoid forgetting? And so because of they practice great compassion and have a perfect motivation, they have this will, wanted to do it. So here is, we're going to explain. By yourself, I don't know everybody will be able to know what the answer means. Agree? If you don't agree, then you come up here to explain for us. You're welcome to come up here to do the explanation. All right, let's go down to this one. So when we talk about this bodhisattva, when we want to practice this bodhisattva, you need to know the body mind is the most important thing to practice this. What it means by, first you want to reach the teaching, you want to acquire the teaching from the Buddha, and then you want to help the sentient being. So aspiring upward to attain Buddhahood, and then reaching downward to liberate all sentient beings. It's a huge job. It's greater than just building a house. It's much, much difficult to do this. You know how difficult it is. Human beings, we are very stubborn. We have our own concept. We have our own way of thinking. Somebody, if you're in trouble, unless you ask for help, sometimes people try to help you, you will say, go away. I can do this myself. Don't we? Right? Admit it. Yes, we are very proud of ourselves. We think we are great. We know everything. We don't need help. But for some people, they will ask for help. Then there's no problem. But then the way to help you, it depends. So it's not easy. So then this body mind, first you need to have this body mind. Okay, so body mind is a treasure. If one made a mistake, sometimes in the very beginning, when the environment or when you're tired, you're busy, and sometimes you make mistake, and of course you from your karma you probably will go down to some different realm, but quickly you'll come back. It's like you drop this treasure, pearl, diamond, into the mud, and when you pick it up, you wipe it clean, it shine again. So this is how treasure this body mind is. It's not that easy. Not everybody here, I'm not sure in this room, anybody who already says, oh, I want to practice Bodhisattva if I have this body mind. Anybody here says, oh, I want to enlighten like Buddhahood? Anybody? Don't be shy. Don't be shy. We have one
I
here.
would say they're working on it.
Oh, okay. At least working on that.
Aspiring towards it.
Good for you. Try it. It's a very normal. It's a normal wish. It's like here in our Mandarin world, we want to be a doctor. You want to be a lawyer. You want to be a president. You want to be a hero. You want to be a soldier. Whatever. This is the same thing. Like you want to be. You want to be a Buddha in the future. Of course, you need to work on it. It's not going to be right away, like in a second. Today you have this vow, tomorrow you become Buddha. No, it's a long journey. So you need to know this ahead of time because it's not easy. In the sutra, it says at least you need to practice for many, how many zeros I cannot count. Anyway, it's a long time. But if you have this kind of body mind, you don't mind. You don't mind. You're just working on that, and eventually you'll reach it. Okay? See, because without this body mind, you can practice meditation, you can practice anything that you want to liberate yourself. But without this body mind, even you become enlightened, you got nothing to do with the Bodhisattva. So you understand, you want to practice Bodhisattva without this body mind, you don't talk about Bodhisattva, not at all. And in the Mahayana Buddhism focus on three things because people are different. So one is they will go in from the faith, one go in from compassion, and you have another kind of people, they want to go in with wisdom first. But that's three factors, the faith, the belief, the compassion, and the wisdom. The three things needs to be together. Complete these three things, then you are talking about you want to practice Bodhisattva, you want to become enlightened as a Buddha, achieve the Buddhahood. The three things to be together because people are different. Some people will go in with this belief, faith first, some go in with the compassion first, they practice the Dharma first. Some wants to practice the wisdom first. They want to listen to the Buddha's teaching first, and then cultivating this wisdom first. So it's different. But with this, you want to become a Buddha, you want to deal with this Buddhahood path, you need to have these three together eventually. So you can go into different way to go into, to start with different doors, 3 different doors you can go in, but eventually you want to finish and coming out with just one door. Do I explain myself? Okay. Okay, good. And then so here we said, without this body mind, doesn't matter how much you achieved, you are not talking about this bodhisattva at all. And because it's so difficult, so you want to remember your vow till you reach the goal, and you start reluctantly, and then but eventually you become nature. Okay, and great compassion is the root of body mind. Start with a small thing. Okay, if you start with a big, huge goal, you probably sometimes you get disencouraged. For myself, every time when I have to go from my quarter outside the temple to the temple, I have to cross the small street. On the way here, you always can see people drop their trash, piece of paper, hamburger bag, or something left in the bag. And I think at least I can do the Bodhisattva way from the very small things. So I pick up those trash every time when I pass the street. It looks bad because if you don't clean the street, it looks bad. Nobody will clean it for you. So sometimes I'll bring a trash bag to pick those up. Sometimes I forgot. And then sometimes when I walk through and it's so annoying, I just pass. I don't want to do that anymore. But then later on, seconds later, I have to turn back to pick it up. I want to do this. I want to clean this environment, and I'm supposed to be a bodhisattva, right? Okay, so I'll turn around. Sometimes I pass that, dump things, and I'll have to go back and to pick it up with my hands. Sometimes it's terrible, but you have to do it because I tell myself, you need to go back, you need to do this, you need to continue to do this. So the same thing with this bodhisattva. You just have to practice this. You start with a very small thing. And you continuously, eventually, even in your dream, you won't forget this. And this is how you'll be able to cultivate your own vow. Okay? It's the compassion is the root. Okay? So like a big tree, we say this bodhisattva is a big tree. And the bigger the tree goes, the wider, the stronger, the more the roots they got. And so the root, where comes the nutrition? Comes from the compassion water. Compassion, nutrient this root, nutrient this sentient being. Eventually they will grow. And how do they grow? They practice the paramitas. And then eventually have this flower and the fruit. And the flower and the fruit, they are the Bodhisattva or the Buddha. So the big tree, when you have this body mind, at the same time, you need to do some practice. Not just you have this vow and you don't do anything. Okay, your vow has to come with your action. Okay, so at the same time, it has to be the same time. So there are 2 methods of cultivating the great compassion. One is to view the equanimity toward friends and foes. Do you think you can do this? Your friends, like your close friend or your family, your brothers, sisters, your girlfriends, close friends, and you treat them, the attitude you treat your friends is the same thing you treat your foes. It's not easy. So where do we start? We start with our close friends. We treat them nicely, eventually expand to just the cardiac, social friend. When you're ready, you're ready, then you start to treat your enemy kindly. If you're not ready and you treat your enemy kindly, you're going to pull back. You will give up because it's too difficult. So that's why the Buddha said, you want to start it gradually. Start with your close friend, with your families first, and then gradually to your social friend. Eventually, when you're ready, your compassion expand, your heart open, then you're able to try that to your enemy. So first, this is the first thing we will be able to practice. Second is contemplate or exchanging self and others. Usually when we focus on ourselves only, we focus on our thing. I have important thing I need to finish. I want to finish my degree. I want to finish this. I want to finish that. Other people, it's their own problem. They deal with that. Don't come bother me. But when you have this body mind, you look at other people. If they are in trouble, your way of thinking changed because you have this body mind. You will ask yourself, if I were this person, what will I do? The way of thinking is changed, it's different. You will think, if I'm in their shoes, high heel or low heel, doesn't matter. You just have to think about it. If I were in that position, what will I do? Okay, then you try to use this kind of thinking. You help them. You no more have this cut off. You are you. I am myself. Your problem, you deal with that. I have no responsibility. But when you have this body mind, this line is cut off, disappear. You and other people are the same. Everybody come here the same. We are equal. Why we say that equal? We all have five aggregates. We come here all because of our karma. We do good things, we have good result. We do bad things, we suffer. Everybody the same. Same thing. Same starting line. So we are equal. So in that point of view, you will be able to open your mind. We are on the same boat. So you'll be able to let go of your own ego. You're willing to help other people. Look each other the same. Does it make sense now? Okay, good. At least somebody nod their head. Okay, then we go down to the next one, next verse. Please.
Verse 2. Question. How is their motivation? How are their actions? How do they go about cultivating great compassion? Answer. Their good motivation is unwavering. Their actions are uncontrived, and their compassion is such that it establishes them at the gateway to nirvana.
Okay, the ultimate goal is we want to help people reach the nirvana, means no more greediness, no more hatred, no more delusion. Okay, so that's the ultimate goal. And how are we going to do this? Because the first question asking about how come they don't forget their vow? How can they just continue? So here it says, because of practicing this compassion. And then here it says, what does that mean, your compassion? What kind of content you're talking about the compassion? And so here's the answer. The ultimate, we want to reach this, not only liberation, it's reaching this higher level. You want to care for each other. Everybody care for each other. Okay, so to achieve the Buddhahood requires lots of merits from practicing compassion and keep strong will. some people maybe think, okay, if I have this body mind, oh, that's good. I have this mind. I just think about that. That's good enough. It's not good enough. Remember, we're talking about this root. The root, we have this body mind, but you have to let it grow. When you have to let it go, then you have this vow. You have to do some action, and this action means we need to practice a lot of good deeds, a lot of good things, helping other people, and usually we call it parameters. When you do these good things, you don't think about, I did this. I am the one helping you. Don't forget. Forget about this kind of way of thinking. You just do whatever you vow to do. You just continue to do good deeds. You need to cultivate a lot of merits. Remember the 7 parameter. Every parameter needs how many kinds of practicing? 32. So added 224. I just calculate. Okay. It's a lot. So you need to do a lot of good action, a lot of good deeds. You're eager to do it. Okay, so number 1 is direct mind. Direct mind means you're honest. Whatever you think, you do it. It's not, oh, you think one way and you do another way. It's totally different. It's like, we call it hypocritical. You don't want to be like that. And there is a very important, deep way of explanation here that right now I need to explain this to you. Right mindfulness of cause and condition. Right mindfulness of Dharma nature. The 2 things related to each other. How are you going to realize the Dharma nature? By observing mindfulness about the cause and conditions. There is a saying says about good and evil. Good and evil have no intrinsic nature. Good and evil has no intrinsic nature. Understand this? Good and evil has no intrinsic nature. Means it's not fixed. Good is always good. Evil is always evil. Here says no. Good and evil has no intrinsic nature. I want to share this. I always want to share this with you. When I was young, 20s, 30s, I watched Western movie, okay? Why I like Western movie? Because they always showed about justice. And many times I saw this thing. It shows there is this one guy ride a horse into this vast place. No one there. And because the horse has been riding for so many days, tired, and sometimes their leg broke. What happened to the horse? They always fell on the ground and then suffering, they're screaming. Cannot go on anymore. But this person, this cowboy, we call this person cowboy, okay? He needs to continue, he needs to go on, maybe with some water left and no more horse. So what he do? He loved this horse. This horse helped him to this point already. But now this horse is helpless. There is no doctor there to help. The movie always show this person gradually, sadly, pull out his gun. And then what? Shot the horse. Okay, so we talk about no killing, right? No killing, okay? Now he's doing the killing. So what is our judgment here?
It's a motivation. Yeah. Because his motivation is for good. It's not necessarily a negative action. It's going to create negative karma.
So that's why in the very beginning we said the good is always good, bad is always bad. The killing, we says no killing. 5 says no killing. So is this killing good or bad?
Interesting question. man has always put his idea of good and bad.
There is
The
no.
main idea, we know up there, we got the rules. But man has always had put his own rules in there, and that's why we have the differences of good and bad.
Okay, so the truth is, you cannot say the killing is always bad, right? So when we talk about bad, can we say it's intrinsic nature? When we talk about bad, it's always bad. So when we say this, we see these people killing somebody, we say this is bad. Can we say that at that time? The situation is different. The motivation is different. Okay, so when we say the killing, we need to, of course, we have this karma. It's not a good karma, of course. Of course, it's no good karma. But your motivation, the difference is your motivation is trying to stop the suffering for this horse. So that's, but can you say this is good? Can you say this action is good? Absolutely good? So there's no absolutely good, no absolutely bad. So this is what we call here as no intrinsic nature. We need to see from this cause and effect to relate to its Dharma nature. This is what it means. When we have this direct mind, we want to do this straightforward things, but we need to know about things sometimes due to their time, the space, situation, they are different. There is no absolutely good, no absolutely bad. So that's what it means. Sometimes you know you are going to have this karma. I kill someone, I take his life, I have this consequence. I'm willing to take it. You are willing to take this, but you want to stop the suffering for this animal. Okay? So this is what we see from the truth. Okay, so that's what it says. Good and bad has no intrinsic nature. I have to think about this. I have to study this for a long, long time before I will be able to sit here to talk to you. But finally, when I understand about this nature, this truth, I'm so happy that what it talk about here is the mindfulness of Dharma nature. So there is so many things, so many different factors. There's another example I want to share with you. In the Western movie, the white guy was caught by the Indian, right? And at that time, the Indians sometimes will torture this guy. And they will hand this guy up and then burn him, start with a fire. And the movie always shows this person got caught, he has friends, and his friends, luckily, is not caught by this Indian. So he saw this friend screaming, suffering there from far away, and he cannot stand this. He said he needs to save his friend, but he cannot go there against this Indian, so many of them. He's only by himself. So usually, the movie will show, okay? Is it true or not? I'm not sure, but it's the movie. And when I see this picture, I say, ooh, how painful this experience. So this friend usually will take out his rifle from maybe how far, I don't know how far away, how many meters away, he would just shoot his friend. And after he did this, the screaming stopped. So you know his friend killed. And he's suffering. He has no more sensation because he passed away already. So with this action, it's in my mind. That's why I have to share with you. When we talk about the Dharma nature, can you see this guy killing his friend? Is this absolutely good or absolutely bad? Same thing with this guy killed a horse, right? Okay.
I got an obtuse thought about it.
Okay.
What if you just give them enough drugs, make them happy until they die?
Give the drug to who?
Give the drugs now to whoever is suffering so that they enjoy themselves until the point they die.
If you can, yes, that's another option. Like nowadays, yes, you can do that. But you want to make sure you got the permission from the people you gave the medicine to. You want to make sure. Okay. So yes, nowadays it's different situation, different time. But what I'm talking about is the Western movie long time ago, during that situation. So people choose that kind of solution. So at that time, can you say it's absolutely good or absolutely bad? No, you cannot, because it's during those situations you need to do your judgment. How are you going to help your people? It's not you hate them, so that's why you kill. That's not your motive. So it's different. That's why we called about this. You need to know, you have the right mindfulness of the Dharma nature. And this Dharma nature is related to the causes and the conditions. See, those causes and conditions, because it is those kind of situation. Can you do anything else? Can you, at that time, you can give the person a medicine in front of the Indians? So it's different situation, different time, people do different decision. But when you do things, can you judge, say this is good, or absolutely bad? No, you cannot. You have to consider different causes and conditions. But the good thing is you cannot change the conditions or causes, but sometimes you'll be able to. In the very beginning, we say, because everything is empty, then there is no intrinsic nature. We cannot change the result right away, but we can change the cause first. Okay, maybe you don't want to go to an area they have Indians. You probably want to avoid those things, or you want to make friends with Indians first, and maybe you'll be able to pass the area without any problem. So that's the causes you can change. Okay. So here remind us, you want to be direct mind. You want to do things good. You want to be straightforward, but sometimes you need to consider the Dharma nature. It's not absolutely this or absolutely that. Yes.
What you're saying basically is there's no only two ways to do things, right and wrong. There is the idea we have to expand our mind to see that there are multiple ways to solve a problem.
What I'm saying here is there is no absolutely right or absolutely wrong.
Right.
Because during different situations, you have different motivation to handle these things.
In many ways, to do the same thing.
Right, a different motivation. Yes, Hunter.
So, I think another example I can think of this,
Okay.
like we have you're not supposed to lie,
Mm-hmm.
but say if it was like Nazi Germany and you're hiding Jewish people in your house,
Mm-hmm.
an SS officer says, "Hey,
Right.
are there any Jews in there?" It would not be absolutely wrong to lie because you would save other people that way.
Yes.
Is that the same?
Same situation. So
Right.
you cannot say this is absolutely right or absolutely wrong. No, you cannot.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like, and I have another example. I don't know if you want to stay, and because I'm going to be over time. This young man, broken young man, and he came to this temple, to the church, and the father opened the door and saw this young man. Said, "Oh, come on in," and offer him the food, offer him the clothes, and let him stay overnight. But then this young man, during the night, he searched around. He said, "Oh, there is so many silverware." So then he took all the silverware and then went away. In the morning, the police knocked the door and then talked to the father, says, "Okay, I have seen this guy. I caught him with this so many goodies. He said you gave it to him. I think he stole it." So then the father looked at this young man. He remembered him, and he said, "Should I say he stole from me, or should I say I gave it to him?" He decided although I shouldn't lie, but I want to save this young man, give him a second chance. He said, oh, officer, I gave it to him. So of course this policeman left this young man so moved, repent, and he got the second chance. He went out, he worked hard, eventually become very successful. He come back, reward this temple, and give back to the society. So this is a win-win situation. So during that time, can you say this father is absolutely wrong, absolutely good, or absolutely bad? You really cannot just judge by his action, because his motivation is trying to give this young man the second chance. See, of course, he can say, oh, no, I didn't give it to him. He stole. And then he's going to be in the prison for a long time. When he come out, maybe in his 50s, 60s. So the situation is totally different. So that's what we're talking about here, is that no, you cannot judge by their own actions. Okay?
As I was earlier at your meditation center, and since I've been to several different types of churches of different religions, I found what was similar with that is that when they're meditating, and it's essentially the same thing as when you're going to an established religion like Catholics or Baptists. You're meditating, you're concentrating, prayer. Now, that can be done by science or validated by science, because harmonics have been known that if you listen to a certain tone, your mind helps you concentrate on that particular issue. And as they are chanting, you also are, you notice when you're having a heart attack, someone tells you, breathe. Slowly exhale. That's the same thing you're doing when you're meditating. Breathing, so that your body is helping you concentrate on your focus. And your focus is what they're trying to get you to do for your mind. So that's how science can also validate what is in the religions that are being presented. There is science to validate, technology to validate religion.
Okay.
I can run my mouth like that forever.
All right. You're welcome to come.
That's not what they said.
Well, shall we continue? All righty. Thank you. Okay. The next one, the first one is direct mind. This one is profound mind. The profound mind means we have a huge heart. We don't just focus on ourselves, no more just selfish. Okay, so you need to open your mind, and then you sincerely want to cultivate good things. You're eager to, you feel like you're so hungry, you just eager want to do things good as much as you can. And you're never tired. And this is what we call profound mind. Without this profound mind, a lot of things you feel tired, you don't have energy to do it. But with this profound mind, you open your heart, you have a great energy. You want to do whatever you can, okay? So this is very important, especially when we notice that self and others are equal. Now, I explained earlier, because we are all coming out from karma. We all suffer if we do something bad. We all have this good things, happiness ending, we do something good. And because of this, we are all the same, on the same boat, and you want to have this profound mind, you're willing to help. You with energy, you just strive yourself to do, eagerly to do good things. Okay, and the last one is bodhisattva. Bodhisattva means same thing like body mind. And you want to care for other people. Eventually, you want to help people to reach the nirvana. Earlier, we mentioned about that. But important thing is care and concern for others to help to establish right view. This is very important. We talked about earlier. The right view means there is a cause effect, and there is no intrinsic nature for good or bad. You, like right now, I explained to you what does this mean. So you will do things in the middle way. You won't lean to the right side. You won't lean to the left side. You know how people would do this. You have this right view about the cause and effect. You know why people do this. Does it make sense? So you'll be able to become, you are a straightforward person, but you are not lean like democratic or lean to the other one. What is the other one? Republican. Yeah, you don't have the right side or left side. You just practice your middle way. Okay, means you always consider things, what they happen, and what's the cause, what the condition were there. Okay, you need to consider all that factors together and guide others toward appropriate practice according to their nature and their willpower. That means people are totally different. In the very beginning, I mentioned some people go with their belief, their faith, go in compassion, and then there was wisdom. There are 3 different doors for people to start with. But eventually, the 3 factors, you need to complete all of them and then go out only one door. Okay, that's what it means here. According to their different nature, different willpower to start with. Okay, so for some people, they say, okay, I'm not ready for the bodhisattva. Okay, liberation. Some people say, those just too difficult. I want to be coming back as a human being. I'm so good. I have good marriage. I have good family life. I don't mind to come back as a human being. Okay, then you tell them to follow 5 precepts. You don't have to push them. You need to go. You need to go. You need to get rid of all your defilement. Don't push them. People are different. When they are ready, okay, then you show them the way, the appropriate way. Okay, and the third one, the end goal is to help others to reach nirvana. This is the final goal, and that's the why we say this is the final goal, because then the people no more suffering, no more bad result. When you reach the nirvana, you are higher, you are over this mundane world. You are already in the super mundane world. It's different world, and that is not relative, it's absolute. Okay, everything is like waters from different rivers going into the ocean, Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean. At that time, when you go to the ocean, can you say, okay, these waters are from Amazon River. These waters are from Yellow River. Can you tell? No. All together, all mixed together. Everybody the same. So you reach that level, you are in the nirvana situation. Everybody equal to each other. No more you and me, no more man and woman, no more. Everybody equal. All right. So this is how in the first 2 verses. Today we talk about these 2 verses, and to be continued. We have the third one and the fourth one, and I think those are very practical. We can do, but first important thing is we need to have this right view. The right view is the basic preparation for wisdom. See, we need to have this wisdom. Without this right view, there is no ultimate wisdom eventually. So you need to start with this right view. When you listen to the Dharma talk, the reason for the Dharma talk is you want to have build up your own right view. It's very, very important. Okay, end of my presentation. Okay, question?
Buddha is what your philosophy is named after for Buddha. How did Buddha get to be seen as a deity?
Anybody can answer this?
Excuse me, a deity?
He looked at as a god?
No.
He's looked at as a philosopher?
No,
Teacher.
Teacher.
Oh.
he is the teacher.
A doctor.
Yeah.
A doctor or a teacher.
So his teaching is of self-awareness.
His teaching is an ocean of things. You can swim in the waters that have
Yes.
blended. But you may have to start at this river, but you'll get there. It's a very different vocabulary, if you will.
To see, to basically the teachers is to teach us to find a way to see the true nature of the whole universe of things. The true nature of yourself and the true nature of the whole.
See, I have to incorporate mind because mind is science and technology.
Okay. Then you can do whatever
Yes.
you want to do if it helps you to see the true nature of yourself and the universe.
So I started off as
That's okay. That's okay.
We have a lot of modern psychology things,
Yes.
Buddhist ideas.
Thank you.
That's basically, it seems that in America, Buddhism has flowed into the psychological community.
I would think so. I would hope so.
It's like mindfulness and meditation,
Yeah.
like you were talking about earlier.
Well, as I went to the Islamic community also, I'm finding that they're converting their philosophy, the ones here in the United States, to more of a consolidation to the same nature of mankind. I mean, all those different religions that I've seen observe the Ten Commandments, but because this guy don't sit funny and this one have the slanty eyes, every man's definition of a deity has made us confront each other with so much antagonism that it's just frustrating. And at 74 years old, and me seeing this from the days of sex, drugs, and rock and roll in Vietnam, I've got to find a way to approach the young people and also bring them to the same mindset. Hey, brotherhood and love.
Yes.
I just had a comment about your lesson earlier about
Okay.
So with life always about not having absolute morality.
Not having what?
What about not having absolute good or bad?
Oh, okay.
Wouldn't the preservation of life, even though it's suffering, wouldn't that trump preventing suffering? Because pretty much.
Oh, I just answered that.
Sorry, if it didn't make sense.
I really do have an answer. And
See,
somebody
you
asked me
didn't-
back that.
You didn't finish your
What you
question.
said would make great sense.
Oh.
My thought is that perhaps you're looking for a judgment, that this is right and this is wrong. And what the Venerable is saying is that the circumstances change, and it changes according to what our motivation is and where we're coming from. And so,
Yes, because in our daily life, there is not like a textbook. In the daily life, many things could happen, right? And they're so complicated and everything mixed together. If you don't have this right view, sometimes you cannot see things correctly. You just have to put a lot of things together so you can come to the conclusion. You just don't use one action and you say, oh, this is right, or this action, or this is wrong. You need to consider a lot of situations. It's sometimes very difficult, very complicated. That's what it means. And you don't use your, sometimes in the very beginning, we learn about Buddhism, we say, no killing, no nothing, the 5 precepts, right? But sometimes people do that. It's just that like one bodhisattva, and he knows this guy is going to steal something, and then he's going to kill a lot of people, and he got no other choice. Maybe if situation is different, but his condition is he can only use to kill this one gentleman to save the 5 people's life. And then he knows, okay, I kill this guy. I want to save him from suffering more. and I'm going to suffer because I kill him, but I'm willing to take this consequence. So situation like that, we need to understand the motivation, the motivation, different motivation that do the same thing, looks like the same thing. And you cannot just say, okay, this is no, don't do that. But as a person, they say, okay, I can suffer myself. I'm willing to take this consequence. I know I kill someone, I'm going to go to very bad and unwholesome place. But I'm willing to do that just to save this guy and also save other people, 5 people there. Because maybe he's going to use what kind of gun can automatic gun or whatever. It kill all of them. So you save other people, also you save this bad guy from suffering more. Because if he did kill the 5 people, how bad he will be, how bad consequence he's going to suffer.
The trolley.
Yeah, this is the trolley problem.
We're gonna have to expand our perception because
Okay.
as they have completely mapped the DNA helix, they mapped it so well that they found the protein that causes aging. And they took mice and experimented on mice. They expanded the lifespan of a mouse by 5% through our knowledge of that DNA helix now. So if they can do that, then they can expand our lifespan, and they were modifying COVID through those same DNA strands. We're going to have to bring our perception of life into another idea.
Excuse me. Our session is overdue already. I appreciate all your attendance here, and if you don't have other questions regarding my talk today, shall we wrap it up here? And then, gentlemen, if you want to talk to, if we have people willing to talk to you, you can continue.
All right, we'll rise, please. So, we'll end with 3 bows to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. And 1 bow to the Venerable Shiou.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.